Global markets are gradually regaining losses incurred on Monday, so investors are shifting focus towards the economic calendar. The highlight of the week is certainly the ECB policy meeting that is widely expected to end with the announcement of a revised forward guidance. Let's watch a video calendar on InstaForex TV channel to find out what other events could also influence trading sentiment. On Thursday, market participants will turn attention to a speech by Bank of England Deputy Governor for Monetary Policy, Ben Broadbent. Having admitted inflationary pressure on the domestic economy, the British Central Bank is ready to take crucial measures. At the last policy meeting, the regulator decided that the key interest rate and the volume of the bond buying program should be put on hold for a while. However, the Monetary Policy Committee could introduce some changes at the next policy meeting. Last week, Michael Sanders, a policymaker from the Rate Setting Committee, said that the central bank could terminate its bond purchases earlier than expected in the face of rising inflationary pressure. Other Deputy Governor Dave Ramsden warned that the regulator could cancel stimulus programs ahead of a time with the aim of taming high inflation of consumer prices. Such rhetoric weakened the pound sterling. Now investors await hawkish comments from Ben Broadbent. If he confirms the shift towards tighter policy, it will be bearish for the British pound. The event of major importance on Thursday has been mentioned in the introduction. On July 22, the ECB is holding a policy meeting which was termed by Bloomberg experts as a landmark. The European regulator is widely expected to review its forecast and agenda for monetary policy as well as present and new strategy. Investors should be ready that the ECB wants to revise its views on the inflation target, which has been maintained at 2% since 2003. From now on, the policymakers will tolerate inflation above 2% for a brief time. This policy update will certainly benefit the single European currency. Commonly on Thursdays, traders closely monitor weekly updates on US unemployment claims. In the week ended on July 10, 330,000 Americans applied for unemployment insurance for the first time. This is the lowest number since the pandemic outbreak. Now the number of initial jobless claims is expected to go down again in the week ended on July 17. This will be fresh evidence of a steady recovery in the US labor market. Meanwhile, employers still complain about the lack of workforce because of extra benefits and generous financial aid from the government. Nevertheless, experts predict that the problem of the workforce shortage will be solved by the autumn. Schools will be reopened by that time, so parents will not have to look after their kids every single day. Besides, the pandemic relief package for unemployed Americans will expire in September in all states. On the plus side, continuing unemployment claims have been declining week by week at a brisk pace. On Friday, investors will have an opportunity to track consumer sentiment in the United Kingdom. They will find appropriate information in the GfK survey and in the report on retail sales. According to flash estimates, British consumers are not optimistic about the domestic economy. The consumer confidence indicator is trapped on the negative territory in July, though the index is expected to print the highest score since March last year. Analysts suppose that British consumers were cautious about spending in June. Despite the fact that the authorities are easing economic and social restrictions, retail sales are projected to log zero changes and remain flat in June. Amid such sluggish consumer activity, investors will not be encouraged by the pound sterling. On Friday, experts at the Market Research Group will release a series of preliminary PMIs for key global economies. So, these surveys on business activity will shed light on current trends in the recovery process of the global economy. You were watching Forex Trader Calendar on InstaForex TV channel with me, Kate Stichina. We wish you profitable deals and have a nice trading with InstaForex.